Hello, welcome to Barcelona Update News, your number one destination for the latest football news, transfer updates, match analysis, breaking stories, and everything happening around the football. If you're new in this channel, please remember to subscribe, share, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any important football updates. Breaking news. Karim Adeyemi to Barcelona. The transfer that could change everything. Ladies and gentlemen, football fans around the world, and especially every passionate Barcelona supporter, welcome to one of the biggest transfer stories of the summer. For weeks, speculation has surrounded FC Barcelona as Hansi Flick and the club's sporting department continue working to strengthen a squad determined to return to the very top of European football. Many names have appeared in the headlines, but one player has continued to attract growing attention: Karim Adeyemi. Now, according to multiple reports, the situation has entered a crucial phase. Adeyemi is reported to have decided not to extend his contract with Borussia Dortmund, and Barcelona remain one of the clubs most strongly linked with the German international. Reports also indicate that discussions between the clubs are still needed before any transfer can become official. If those negotiations end successfully, Barcelona could add one of Europe's fastest and most explosive attacking players to Hansi Flick's new project. Imagine the atmosphere at Spotify Camp Nou. The stadium is packed. More than 90,000 supporters are singing together. The lights shine brightly across the pitch. Millions of football fans around the world are watching every update, refreshing their phones, waiting for the next headline. One question dominates every conversation. Will Karim Adeyemi become Barcelona's next star? This is more than an ordinary transfer rumour. This is a story about ambition. A story about rebuilding one of football's greatest clubs. A story about a coach determined to restore Barcelona's identity. And perhaps the beginning of another unforgettable chapter in Blaugrana history. Since arriving in Catalonia, Hansi Flick has shown that every signing must fit his football philosophy. He wants intensity, he wants pressing, he wants fearless attackers who can stretch defences, attack space at incredible speed, and create opportunities from almost nothing. Few players in Europe possess those qualities as naturally as Karim Adeyemi. The German international has built his reputation through explosive acceleration, direct dribbling, intelligent movement, relentless work without the ball, and the confidence to challenge any defender. Those characteristics explain why his name has repeatedly appeared in discussions surrounding Barcelona's long-term sporting project. Reports suggest that Adeyemi views Barcelona as an attractive destination, while negotiations between the clubs remain an important step before any agreement can be completed. That is why this story has captured the attention of football fans across Europe. Could this be the transfer that transforms Barcelona's attack? Could Adeyemi become another dangerous partner for young stars already wearing the Blaugrana shirt? Could Hansi Flick be assembling one of the most exciting attacking units in world football? These are the questions everyone is asking. But the story does not end there. Even if Barcelona eventually succeed in signing Karim Adeyemi, reports indicate the club's ambitions extend even further. Barcelona are still searching for a world-class centre-forward capable of leading the attack for years to come. Among the names linked with that role, Julian Alvarez continues to feature prominently in transfer speculation. If Barcelona were to strengthen both the wings and the centre of their attack, it could mark another major step in the club's long-term rebuilding process. For supporters, every update creates new excitement. Every report sparks debate. Every negotiation fuels hope. Every headline raises expectations. Until official confirmation arrives, however, the situation remains exactly that: a developing transfer story. Nothing has been officially completed. Nothing has been formally announced by the clubs, but football history has shown that some of the biggest transfers begin exactly like this, with rumours, negotiations, and growing anticipation before the final decision is made. As the hours and days pass, the football world waits. Barcelona wait, Borussia Dortmund wait, Karim Adeyemi waits, and millions of supporters continue asking the same question. Could this be the signing that launches Hansi Flick's Barcelona into a new era? Stay with us, because this documentary is only beginning. In the next chapter, we will explore why Hansi Flick reportedly values Karim Adeyemi so highly, examine the tactical qualities that make him such an exciting player, and look at how he could fit into Barcelona's evolving system if the transfer were ultimately completed. The transfer saga has begun, and the next chapter could change everything. The negotiations. Can Barcelona convince Borussia Dortmund? As excitement continued to build across Europe, the focus shifted away from Karim Adeyemi himself and onto the boardrooms. Every major transfer reaches a moment when the headlines are no longer about goals, assists, or performances on the pitch. Instead, they become about negotiations, valuations, financial strategy, and patience. This was that moment. According to reports, Barcelona admired Karim Adeyemi and viewed him as a player who matched many of Hansi Flick's tactical requirements. At the same time, Borussia Dortmund understood the value of one of their most explosive attackers and would not be expected to let him leave without a satisfactory agreement. That is where the real challenge began. For Barcelona, the objective was clear. The club wanted to continue building a younger, faster, and more dynamic squad while remaining financially responsible. Every euro spent had to be carefully planned. Every signing had to fit not only the sporting project, but also the club's long-term financial strategy. Hansi Flick reportedly wanted players who could immediately improve the team's intensity while also developing into leaders for the future. Karim Adeyemi appeared to fit that profile. His age, his experience in the Bundesliga and UEFA Champions League, his pace, his pressing, his versatility. All of these qualities made him an attractive option. But admiration alone does not complete a transfer. Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund would still need to agree on the financial details before any deal could become official. That is often the hardest part of modern football. Supporters sometimes imagine transfers happening overnight. In reality, negotiations can involve weeks of discussions covering transfer fees, payment structures, performance bonuses, sell-on clauses, contract terms, and other legal details. Every detail matters. Every clause can influence whether a transfer succeeds or fails. Meanwhile, media reports continued to fuel speculation. One newspaper suggested optimism. Another claimed negotiations were progressing slowly. Another insisted Dortmund would only consider an offer that reflected Adeyemi's importance to the team. As always during transfer windows, not every report told the same story. Barcelona supporters refreshed social media every hour. Every journalist's post became breaking news. Every update generated thousands of reactions. Hope continued to grow. Inside the dressing room, players also watched developments with interest. Footballers are often among the first to hear transfer rumours. They understand that every new signing changes competition for places while also strengthening the squad. If Adeyemi were eventually to arrive, Barcelona would gain another explosive attacking option capable of playing across multiple positions. Competition would increase. Training intensity would rise. The team would become even more difficult for opponents to predict. For Hansi Flick, that competition could be one of the biggest advantages. Successful teams rarely depend on just 11 players. They require depth. They require quality from the bench. They require players capable of changing matches in seconds. Adeyemi's profile suggests he has those qualities. His speed can stretch defensive lines. His willingness to press can help win possession high up the pitch. His movement creates space for teammates. Those characteristics explain why many observers believe he would complement Barcelona's existing attackers. At the same time, Borussia Dortmund would naturally weigh their own priorities. Losing an important player is never an easy decision. Replacing pace, creativity, and attacking threat is difficult. That is why negotiations between major European clubs often take time. Both sides want the best possible outcome. For Barcelona, patience could be just as important as ambition. The club has repeatedly emphasized building a sustainable project rather than making reckless